Regain visibility and control over your IT landscape. Brought to you by Ken Nixon Associates and APC by Schneider Electric. Today's goals. Engage in strategic conversations around optimization like DCOI. Discuss common data center environments and issues. Discuss the data center energy assessments, including all of the activities and deliverables provided for each level. Discuss Schneider Electric's DCIM infrastructure management offerings like StructureWare and EcoStruxure. The Data Center Optimization Initiative Memorandum, or DCOI, is basically a defined framework for the consolidation and optimization of existing data centers. Within this memorandum, there are 3 different options provided for the closing of existing data centers, along with some regulations for those existing data centers planning to remain open. The options for existing data centers that are closing include transitioning to provisioned services, migrating to more optimized data centers, or migrating to shared services or co-location data centers. For those existing data centers that plan to remain open, the necessary regulations provided include installing metering and monitoring systems, making necessary improvements to reduce the overall PUE to below a 1.5, along with having long-term processes in place to keep the PUE below the set target. There are a wide range of issues that can affect the data center. Some top data center issues include having equipment that is beyond its service life, cabling and electrical circuits that are improperly labeled or not labeled at all, redundancy and reliability issues, or experiencing inefficiencies due to incorrect sizing of electrical and mechanical equipment. Poor airflow, no separation of hot and cold aisles, missing rack blanking panels, improper grounding, different code violations, and even a lack of fire protection and physical security also causes problems. Improper management of the overhead trays, having the wire managers over capacity, or not using them properly can cause major issues. Patch cable neatness and manageability, using older or slower cabling between racks or closets, or using high-density patch panels for fiber and copper cabling in order to free up rack space are just more issues to add to the list. All of these reasons combined with the DCOI mandates are why Schneider Electric has paired with Ken Nixon Associates, or KNA, in order to provide some offerings that can provide a total DCOI solution. Schneider Electric offers a DCIM software called StructureWare for data centers. This solution integrates all critical aspects of the data center and can bridge facilities with IT through an integrated single solution. EcoStruxure for data centers is the Schneider Electric Internet of Things, or IoT, enabled open and interoperable system architecture and platform that is designed to enable data centers to scale faster and be more efficient, resilient, and easier to manage. This technology specifically helps to optimize data center operations immediately, and it leverages advancements in the IoT technology to deliver innovations. Schneider Electric has teamed with KNA in order to offer data center energy assessments that complement the existing DCIM software and EcoStruxure platform. There are 4 different assessment levels offered. We begin the assessment process by evaluating your current assets. This can be completed with either an off-site asset review based on information provided from the customer or a more comprehensive on-site assessment. The Off-Site Asset Review provides a simplistic site inventory, including asset age, status, part number, and serial number. The On-Site Assessment is a review of the IT environment where data is collected pertaining to environmental conditions, critical infrastructure capacity and utilization, cooling effectiveness, and the condition of power and cooling equipment. During the introductory assessment, a visual inspection will be completed of the site where KNA checks for proper installation practices, damaged equipment, and the labeling of circuits. Next, the rack space layout will be examined, and any deficiencies to the industry best practices will be noted. Once the introductory assessment is complete, KNA provides a narrative describing the existing conditions, any deficiencies noted, and a proposed installation or course of action will be provided to the customer. This narrative will also include a picture document illustrating the survey elements. A scope of work for any corrections or installation of new equipment, along with any budgetary pricing, will also be included in this narrative. Just as in the introductory assessment, the Level 1 assessment will include a visual inspection of the site, checking for proper installation practices, along with any damaged equipment and the labeling of circuits. Next, the rack space layout will be examined, and any deficiencies to the industry best practices will be noted. All of the nameplate data, the manufacturer and configuration of all critical electrical and mechanical equipment will be documented. Once the Level 1 assessment is complete, KNA will provide a full deliverable to the customer with all findings. This deliverable will include a list of all critical power and cooling equipment, along with a summary of all UPS and cooling systems. Also, a one-line diagram of all the critical electrical systems, along with a one-line diagram of all the critical mechanical systems, will be provided. Lastly, the PUE will be calculated and provided so the customer is aware of their ratio of the total amount of energy used by their computer data center facility to the energy delivered to their computing equipment. During the Level 2 assessment, all of the activities completed during the Level 1 assessment will be completed along with a few more. This Level 2 assessment will include a review of all the maintenance records, if available, for the electrical and mechanical infrastructure, along with any recommendations to improve practices as necessary. An inspection of the grounding configuration will be completed and any deficiencies noted. The electrical distribution will be examined to identify potential power quality issues that may affect the data center equipment, and all of the mechanical equipment will be examined with any deficiencies of intended operation noted. All of the generator systems, including the automatic transfer switches, will be examined, and any deficiencies in the equipment or maintenance logs will be documented. All of the supply and return temperatures, along with the airflow of all critical mechanical equipment, will be recorded. The existing physical security measures of the data center will be reviewed, along with the fire protection systems being examined. Lastly, a review will be conducted of all loads at the panel level in order to determine proper redundancy. Once the Level 2 assessment is complete, KNA will provide a full deliverable to the customer with all findings. This deliverable will include everything from the Level 1 assessment deliverable, plus an updated floor plan of the data center in a PDF format. This deliverable also includes load readings for all critical power to the panel level, along with the air temperature and flow measurements at the raised floor tiles and supply and return grills. A summary of critical power and cooling system corrective recommendations, along with any recommended maintenance schedules for critical equipment, will be provided. Any recommendations to improve the PUE will be provided, as well along with any budgetary costs for all corrective recommendations. During the Level 3 assessment, all of the activities completed during the Level 1 and Level 2 assessments will be completed, including infrared thermography of the space with any found deficiencies being noted. Once the Level 3 assessment is complete, K&A will provide a full deliverable to the customer with all findings. This deliverable will include everything from the Level 1 and Level 2 assessment deliverables, plus the full thermography report will be provided. This deliverable will also include any documentation that details the equipment that is contained in each IT enclosure, along with any recommendations for more energy efficient equipment within the IT enclosures. Once the desired assessment has been completed, it is now time to determine exactly what your data center needs are. That is when our comprehensive report and PUE, along with any recommendations provided, can really come in handy. An example of a Level 1 assessment deliverable would be very similar to the one provided by K&A for the TSYS data center minus the PUE calculation. The TSYS data center is located in a brick-and-mortar building located in Tempe, Arizona. The infrastructure consists of one large data room, 2 supporting IDFs, and a call center. For maximum uptime, the data room is supported by redundant UPS systems and protected with an 800 kW diesel-powered generator. The room environment is conditioned using 7 perimeter DX air conditioners and a Stultz humidification system. The customer estimates 5% growth per year over the next 5 years and wishes to upgrade both UPS systems and the generator system to accommodate the estimate. All improvements must be completed without affecting the operation of the data center. All of the existing power and environmental systems were inspected and noted, along with any deficiencies found during the on-site assessment. While inspecting the existing power systems, K&A found the following deficiencies. Number 1. The single 1600 amp ATS is a single point of failure for the emergency power system. Number 2. Panel EDP is a single point of failure for the emergency power system. Number 3. The breaker feeding the 175 kVA UPS is not large enough to use the full capacity of the UPS. While inspecting the existing environmental systems, K&A found the following deficiencies. Number 1. The data center computer room air conditioning units do not have redundant electrical power. Once the on-site assessment was complete, K&A began compiling all of their findings into one deliverable that included a list of all critical power and cooling equipment, a summary of all UPS and cooling systems, a one-line diagram of all the critical electrical systems, a one-line diagram of all the critical mechanical systems, all of the deficiencies noted, along with any recommendations. K&A's recommendations for the TSYS data center were provided to the customer in phases, so all of the necessary improvements could be made without affecting the data center operations. The first phase would be to replace and upgrade the critical B-side UPS from an MGE 300 kW to a 400 kW. The next phase would be to replace and upgrade the generator from an 800 kW to a 1000 kW. Lastly, the final phase would be to install a new 400 kW UPS that would replace 3 existing smaller A-side UPSs. Estimated installation timelines and budgetary pricing was provided for each individual phase. StructureWare for data center operations is a complete power management, building management, and data center solution that is fully integrated. Recognizing that many data centers have a heterogeneous vendor of suppliers of BMS and PMS, Structureware for Data Centers can incorporate the various technologies and communication protocols into a single pane of glass for monitoring and management of the data center whitespace and grayspace. Open Protocol Communications and Web Services APIs allows for communication between various technologies across the multiple functions and facilitate the integrations. The Schneider Structureware for Data Centers solution integrates all critical aspects of the data center. Structureware for Data Centers can bridge facilities with IT through an integrated single solution. Schneider's solution has the breadth to encompass the critical elements of data center facilities, such as switchgear, UPS, mechanical, all the way to the whitespace data center, and up the IT stack to the IT asset level information. The Schneider offering contains all the key portions of a complete solution, which include facility monitoring, mechanical monitoring and management, whitespace floor, and rack management. EcoStruxure for Data Centers is the Schneider Electric IoT-enabled open and interoperable system architecture and platform that is designed to enable data centers to scale faster and be more efficient, resilient, and easier to manage. This technology specifically helps to optimize data center operations immediately, and it leverages advancements in the IoT technology to deliver innovations at 3 fundamental levels. Number 1, connected products. In the case of a data center, EcoStruxure collects data from all sorts of mechanical, power, and IT devices, from switchgear and UPSs to PDUs, rack and in-row cooling systems. Number 2, edge control. Enables real-time monitoring, incident management, analysis, and asset utilization for smaller, distributed data centers that are becoming more and more critical in an IoT world. Number 3, apps, analytics, and services. This is where we make sense of all the data coming into the platform with applications, services, including cloud-based services, and predictive analytics that help more effectively manage the data centers. Now for what to do when you get a quote request for any data center energy assessments. Make sure to request any off-site asset information like asset age, equipment status, part number, and serial number in order for KNA to conduct an initial review. Next, you will need to contact your Schneider representative with the assessment request. Your Schneider representative will reach out to KNA, and then KNA will reach out to the customer for a site visit in order to continue the assessment process. In conclusion, the Data Center Optimization Initiative Memorandum, or DCOI, is basically a defined framework for the consolidation and optimization of existing data centers. The main thing to remember about this memorandum is that if the existing data center will be kept open, the necessary metering and monitoring systems must be installed, along with continuing to make necessary improvements to keep the PUE below a 1.5. The data center is a vital part of a company's business, yet a variety of issues can plague the performance. These possible issues combined with the DCOI mandates are why Schneider Electric has teamed with KNA to provide some offerings that can yield a total DCOI solution. The Structureware and EcoStruxure technology specifically helps to optimize data center operations immediately while leveraging advancements in the IoT technology to deliver innovations. The data center energy assessments offered via KNA complement the existing DCIM software and EcoStruxure platform.